Hey friends, welcome to the Stop Shitting on Yourself webinar. My name is Kim Ludeman. I'm your confidence coach here to help you stop living a life that you think you should so you can live life how you want. And I'm so excited that you're here taking time for yourself, investing these minutes, these moments in a way that's going to benefit you. And you're going to walk away from tonight feeling empowered, feeling like you have some actionable steps that you can take to stop shooting on yourself so that you can start living life on your terms. So I'm ready to dive right in. If you're ready, let's do it. Let's do this thing. So I'm going to do a couple things real quick. I'm going to share my little screen with you. Super pumped about this. All right. Let me put myself down here in the corner. Okay. So Captivatingly Confident is my company that I started. I do coaching for groups and individuals. I am working on hosting my first retreat. So exciting. All of these amazing men and women that I get to work with. It has been such a blessing and it has been such a learning opportunity. And one of the things that I see over and over again is people getting stuck in this place of the shoulds. And you're probably wondering, well, what the heck are the shoulds? I don't know what this thing is that you're talking about. So the shoulds are beliefs and behaviors that you have that keep you stuck. They keep you frustrated, confused in this cycle of like start, stop, or gain, lose. And it can be so overwhelming and frustrating when you're trying to implement new habits, you're trying to be healthier, you're trying to be more confident, but you can't seem to get past the invisible barrier. And I'm going to bet that the barrier for you are the shoulds. And these are beliefs, again, that you've picked up along the way. They have been handed down to you from literally generations before, but also from your parents, from other family members, from school, from society, culture. All of these influences have shaped how you view the world and how you see yourself in it. And that's what the shoulds are all about. So what do the shoulds sound like? They sound like, I can't have, I should or I shouldn't, I have to, or I must. And these are the shoulds that stick out the most. These are the ones that are most frequent and they pop up and you're like, oh, I can't do this thing. I have to do this thing. And we're so lucky in our brains, a little teenager that lives up here. And it's called the inner rebel. And the rebel does not like to be told what to do at all. The rebel is like anti the shoulds. So if you feel like you work against yourself in like a way of self-sabotaging, chances are that's the shoulds rearing their ugly head. And these, again, are not often your stories or beliefs. They're passed on to you and you've just adopted them as your own. And so tonight I'm going to teach you how to move past the shoulds so that they don't keep you stuck any longer. So that you have a tool that you can use that will be easy to remember and easy to implement as you move forward. So what the heck are you supposed to do if you have the shoulds? What if you have them? How do you find the keys to finally being confident and getting these things the heck out of the way? Well, I'm going to teach you a little strategy called being brave. I love acronyms. I'm a huge alliteration and an acronym nut. I'm a huge fan because it's easy to remember. Brave, B-R-A-V-E. And we're going to go through what brave means. So let's start with B. B is become. You've got to become aware of the shoulds. Awareness is the first stage for any kind of change that you want to make. You cannot change what you are not aware of. And if you're not aware of the stories that you tell yourself about how you should behave and how you have to show up in the world and what you can and can't have or can and can't do, then you're going to be stuck. And there's nothing worse than being stuck. So how can you raise your awareness? I highly recommend journaling your shoulds. When I learned about these 10 years ago, a therapist was the one that introduced them to me. And he said, "You've got some shoulds." And I was like, "The shoulds? That's ridiculous. I don't know what you're talking about." And he was like, "I want you to write down every single time you have a thought about what you should be doing." And I was like, "All right, I'll humor you and we'll see." Came back a week later with 7 pages typed of shoulds. This was a pivotal moment for me, and it has been a pivotal moment for all of the men and women that I have worked with. Once we raise awareness of the shoulds, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not even living my own life. Who the heck am I? So it's important to write things down and to document what is happening for you. So have a journaling practice that you can do. And I want you to think of a should. Everybody should have one, but see, happens all the time. There should be one that's kind of front and center in your mind. A should, a can't, a have to, or a must. Got it? Okay. So I want you to think of that one. And then I want you to get out your journal, not right now, but when you practice this, but keep that should because we're going to use it throughout the webinar. But you're going to write down a couple of different things, and you're not going to judge what you're writing down. This is just an observation. How does the should make you feel? That's right. You get to get in touch with your feelings, physically, emotionally. How does that should make you feel about yourself, about life? How is that should impacting your journey to happiness? Does that should push you toward happiness, or does it keep you held back from that? How does this should help you trust yourself? And if it doesn't help you trust yourself, how is it actively working against that relationship with yourself where you can trust yourself? You can trust your judgment. How is it causing mistrust? And by becoming aware of those shoulds and aware of how they impact you, you can then begin to move on to the next step, which is R, reveal the source. A lot of the shoulds that you've picked up along the way aren't yours. They're not. They were gifted to you. They were imprinted upon you. They may have been forced on you. And it's really important to know where they came from. So again, with your should that you have kind of in the front of your mind, I want you to ask yourself, is this mine? Does this should even belong to me? And usually the original shoulder will pop up real quick. It's like, oh, yeah. If you're like me, some of your shoulds actually have voices. I have the voice of teachers and parents and well-meaning family members who said things about the shoulds. And I can still hear their voice. Reveal the source. And once you have the source, then you can move on to the next step. Ask if it's true. A lot of times, like I said, we have well-meaning people in our lives who, for better or worse, project their own insecurities onto you. They can say really, really crazy shoulds, can'ts, have tos, and musts, not from a place of helping, but from a place of their own brokenness and pain. And so you have to ask yourself, is this true? And what if it's not? If it's not true for you, doesn't matter if it's true for other people. Is it true for you? And if it's not, how can you release that should? And we'll talk about that in just a second. But you've got to be able to ask if it's true. And when you do that, then you can actually reverse the should to find the truth. And this takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes really clear, really fast, what's serving you and what's not. So ask yourself, with the should that you have in mind, is this serving me? Is it helping me? Is this true for me? And then you get to go on to V, which is voice what is true. We've discovered this should isn't even true. It's not helping me at all. And I've gone through and I've made a couple that have popped up recently with some of my clients that I've worked with. They're the shoulds directly from them. So the first one is, I shouldn't give my opinion. And this has so much to do with self-worth and shame and all of that. This one breaks my heart. And what is the truth of that? Your opinion matters and deserves to be shared. Oftentimes when you have a should and you're like, I don't know what the truth is, because you can be real defensive of your shoulds. It's easy to do that. To be like, well, I shouldn't do this thing because you've been believing it for so long. It becomes ingrained. You form neural pathways around these shoulds and these truths. And sometimes it can be hard to find the truth. So when in doubt, go the opposite direction of what the should is saying. So for example, this one, I have to exercise or I'll gain weight. The truth is that that's not true. The truth is that you can move your body in ways that feels good. And you can focus on feeling strong and confident in the body that you have. Having a life based on fear, like fear of gaining weight, to motivate your movement will create more shoulds faster than you can believe. That will keep you stuck so quickly. What about this one? This one's one of my favorites. I can't eat carbs or sugars. And this is a great one to flip it on its head. What is the truth here? You can eat all the carbs and sugar you want. You can eat them all. You can eat it all day, every day. You can bathe in sugar if you want to. You can have whatever you want. But when you say, I can't eat carbs, I can't eat sugar, not only does the inner rebel get pissed off, but you also take your power and you hand it over to food. Your power to make choices about the way that you live and the things that you put in your body and the way that you move your body, the way you show up in your life. You give that power away to the shoulds. And how empowering is it to say, I can eat whatever I want to? And obviously there's some work to do around the consequences of eating whatever you want, whenever you want. You actually will find that you don't enjoy it. And your body will crave things that promote health and wellness. If you've seen Super Size Me, right? Oh, if you haven't, Netflix, you've got to watch it. But it's a guy that eats McDonald's, I think, every day, 3 meals a day for a month. Maybe it's more than a month. But after like a couple of days, he was like craving broccoli. Just give me raw broccoli. Because his body was striving for health and balance and pH and all of that wonderful nutrients. It was looking for it. You won't go off the rails. The other way that you can phrase this truth is that there are many theories about what to eat or what not to eat. I practice trusting my body and listening to its needs. How empowering does that sound? It sounds amazing. And it's true. That is true. And even if you don't believe some of these truths, you have to form, again, you're defensive of your shoulds, you have to form new pathways. And we do that by speaking truth. This is why affirmations and mantras are so incredibly powerful, because they work. They literally change your brain. And once you've done that work of finding the truths for yourself, then you get to embrace the freedom. Yeah, and look like this. You're like, doing all the things with all of the color bubbles. I'm not sure what's happening in that picture. I just like it. But here's the thing about embracing the freedom, is that sometimes this is the hardest part. And we'll get to that in just a second. But here's what we're going to do. Once you have decided what the truth is for you, we got to get rid of the should and the lies. We have to clear those out energetically. Maybe that's what she's doing in the picture. She's like, energetically, I release my shoulds. So how do we do that? You have to find it in your body, that should. So recall that should that you started with, right in your brain, and think to yourself what the should is. I want you to find it in your body. And that can feel like your heart pumping a little bit harder. It can feel like tension, maybe in your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. If you're like me, it's in the hips. My hips get achy and sore and tight. Sometimes I feel it in my gut. Oh, right in the gut. But find where that truth, where that should lands for you. And breathe into it. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, return to sender, or return to source. This is something that my coach taught me to do, and it's beautiful. It's an amazing practice. And you exhale it out, and you return it to its source. Remember, reveal the original shoulder. You send that should packing and energetically clear it out of your body. And as you do that, as you clear these, as you find truth that replaces the shoulds, oh my gosh, get ready, girl, because it is gonna be amazing. You're gonna feel so much freedom. But for some, that freedom is terrifying. Let's go back to the I can't eat carbs and sugar example for a second. When you think about that, what comes up for you? Do you think maybe you'll go nuts? You're like, Kim, I would eat French fries all day, every day. I would get humongous because all I would do is fill my body with junk. I need someone to tell me what to eat so that I know what I should be eating, right? See how easy it is to slip back. But remember, what's the truth? And as you approach this freedom, approach it with compassion for yourself and grace and patience. Remember, you're changing neural pathways in your brain. Like, go you. You're doing incredibly hard work when you're addressing the shoulds. And sometimes it can feel really scary to embrace freedom. It can be intimidating. And you think, oh man, I'm not really sure if I can do all of this. Like, how there's so many shoulds. How can I do this? You also may be thinking that you've tried stuff like this before. You're like, Kim, I've done this before and it hasn't worked. Or I've tried something like this, but I never seem to finish it. Are you a not finisher? Sometimes I'm a not finisher. I get you. I totally understand. I feel alone in my struggle. This is something that is a huge issue amongst my clients because when we have the shame of the shoulds, because so many of the shoulds are very shame-provoking and guilt-producing, that shame, it makes you an island, cuts you off from connection. And actually, connection is exactly what you need to really solidify the changes that you're trying to make. It's when you try to do it on your own that it becomes so incredibly hard, if not impossible. Or maybe you're too busy. You're like, I don't even know how I would find time to fit Brave into my day. Or it won't help. I'm always going to struggle with this. And it's not even about the Brave, it's about me. It's about that I really don't believe that I am capable of doing this. And if you fall into any of these categories, just stick with me because this is important. The right kind of support is what is going to make all of the difference for you. The right kind of support. Maybe you've tried group support in the past. Maybe you've tried other groups and it wasn't a good fit for you. Knowing what kind of support you need will make all the difference. Whoa, I got crazy fast. Go back. So the first option and avenue for you is to join my Captivatingly Confident Facebook group. There it is. Ta-da! See, I love alliteration. Captivatingly Confident Community. It's a mouthful. It's terrible to type. But join our group on Facebook. This is a great place for you to find sisters who are also on the same journey to confidence that you are. The women in my group are incredible, and I attract a high caliber of women just like you. And I'm so proud of this group. This is your place to ask questions, to share concerns, to get support, and to have that Me Too moment with other women who are on the same journey as you. It's free to join the Facebook group. I highly encourage every single one of you watching to head over and join that group. The next option is individual and one-on-one coaching with me. I have decided, crazy mouse, to open up 3 one-on-one coaching spots for the next 3 months. And I'm so excited about this. So how I work with an individual one-on-one is I start with a closet clean out. And this is where we really help you get organized, get structured, lighten the energetic load of clothes that are weighing you down, either by they not fitting or not being in style, not expressing your personality. Maybe they're just clothes that you bought just because they were on sale and you haven't worn them. Whatever the case may be, how you present yourself every day will make a huge difference in how you practice brave. Having external confidence is critical while you're working on building confidence on the inside. Then we do a personal styling session, and these are free. These are included in the package. And I show you what kinds of clothes would work for your body the best, how to maximize what you already have. You don't need to wait until you've lost X number of pounds to start dressing cute. How you dress dramatically changes your energy level and how you show up in your life. So we do the personal styling session, which is super, super fun. And then while we're doing those, we're also working on nutrition. Where is your nutrition at? How much information do you have about carbohydrates and proteins and fats and macronutrients, and how do you approach food during the day? How can we fill in the gaps so that you can feel supported by food, so that you can feel in control more with your food, feel more empowered by your food, and not dependent upon diets or calories or counting or eating out of measuring cups, if you've ever done that. It's terrible. It's terrible. That is no way to live, my friend. No way to live. But I love talking about nutrition and helping women find confidence in their food. We also work on movement. This is critical. Movement affects everything. How you show up in life, how you feel about your body, all comes down to movement. I don't recommend just normal gyms or personal trainers or like online workouts. We look at your body and what's working for your shape, your body type, your schedule, your history, your goals. We take all that into account. And on top of all this, we're working on body image issues. I do a lot of mindset coaching, and we're working on solidifying how these shoulds are impacting you and getting them out for good. So again, I'm opening up 3 one-on-one spots, and I'm so excited. I really hope that if you feel like, gosh, that would be amazing. The spots are 90-day spots. We work together, and it makes me a little bit emotional because it's so incredible getting that one-on-one attention, because you can try and do it by yourself, but how long are you going to struggle for? It's so much faster when you're working one-on-one with someone. And the next option is my Captivatingly Confident small group. So if you're not ready for one-on-one, a group setting is incredible. Talk about a Me Too moment. There is nothing like sharing space with women who are on the same journey as you, but in a different place. And to hear them speak your struggle, it connects. And we are created for connection. We are created to be in community with one another. And that's what the Captivatingly Confident small group provides, is that accountability and support and motivation that you need to make the changes. In the group, we work together for 8 weeks, meeting weekly with each other. And you've got work that you're doing during the week. We have spotlight moments where each woman gets a chance to share her story and be seen and engage with one another. We cover the 5 pillars of confidence, which is health, time, body image, nutrition, and movement. We take an in-depth look at the secrets and the keys to finally making that shift and pivot so that you have the tools, the support, and the accountability that you need to move through these shoulds for good and to show up the way you want to in your life. I love the feedback that I've gotten from the other 2 small groups that I've run. They've been sold out. They are so much fun. So registration for this one starts tonight. I am launching it tonight. I'm so excited. We're going to be starting up in September, but I wanted to give you lots of time to grab your space. The group is limited to 8 women, just 8 for 8 weeks. Are you ready? So if you are ready, just for my webinar, folks, I want to offer you a special 10% discount on either individual coaching or the small group coaching. And this is just for webinar viewers. So if you are ready for this, I want to be able to offer you that little extra something. So when you do either coaching option, you also get unlimited email and Voxer support. This is critical for you as you're processing again and changing the way that your brain works, implementing new habits and ideas and ways of doing things. I want to be there for you personally. So I offer this unlimited support. Voxer, if you don't know what that is, it's an app on your phone and it's a walkie-talkie. It's so much fun. It's a little bit addicting, especially if you're a Marco Polo fan. This is even better. You also get access to my clients only Facebook group. And this is a group of seriously high caliber women who are there to support one another and to be a safe place. So you get continued support even after the group ends. You still have the community that's been created. You also get an affiliate link for $50 off of any referrals that you send my way, and you get special client pricing on future offerings. So if you are ready, I want you to send me an email, kim@captivatinglyconfident.com. I want to talk with you. If you want to schedule a time to call and tell me what you've been struggling with and what's keeping you stuck, I want to see if we're a good fit and to make sure that we click, because I don't work with people that aren't a good fit. I have really high standards for the people that I work with, and I would love to see if we can work together. That would be amazing. So the Captivatingly Confident Small Group registration ends July 29th. That is going to be your last chance to sign up for that. If you have questions, you can head over to captivatinglyconfident.com/small group, and you can learn all about the structure. If you have questions, again, I want you to email me. I'm happy to hop on a call with you and to make sure, again, that this is a good fit for you investment-wise, but also to make sure that you're ready for this, because it is a big commitment, but it's also one that will get you where you want to go. So thank you so much for being here tonight, my friends. I hope that this was helpful for you. I welcome your feedback. Email me, let me know what you thought. And if you have ideas for upcoming webinars, let me know what topics you want to talk about. I am more than happy to host these. They are so much fun for me. It's so great to connect with you. I love it. So may you go forth being you and being brave. I'll see you next time. Oh, wait, before we do, here is where you can find me on social media if you want to take a quick screenshot. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, my email, my website. It is all here for you. All right, there we are. So again, if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you for spending some time with me this evening. Have a wonderful night.